Okay, so this is moving off and stopping.
Right, so, no it's not.
Isn't it?
Right, so you're on, we're turned on now. Right, so, we had a discussion yesterday of PSTs that you have covered with your trainer, and one of them was control system. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so, what we'll do is I'll make it a test of your instruction ability today, yeah? It'll last about half an hour, yeah?
Okay.
So, the word picture is that I've never had a driving lesson before. My driving licence and my eyesight's been checked. So, I'll hand it over to you.
Okay.
What?
What PST is it again?
Right, so I've never had a driving lesson before.
Oh, you've never had it. Okay. It's controls.
So, it's going to be PST1,
yeah.
yeah? Yeah?
Okay. PST1, the controls. Oh, gosh.
So, I want you to try and stay enrolled as much as you can.
Yeah.
If I find that that you can't handle it, then obviously I'll jump in. Yeah?
Okay.
But you have done this one before, haven't you?
The briefing, yeah. I haven't actually done a
Well,
role
is it-
play.
well, it is a
yeah,
brief,
we just
isn't
did a
It is a
we
brief.
went through all the briefing. Yeah, the whole lesson is was about controls. So yeah.
Yeah, so obviously
Let's
you
see how much I
appreciate that.
remember.
Obviously you appreciate that you will be in the driving seat at the driving test centre.
Yeah.
Yeah? And the examiner will direct you to an area that will be suitable to carry out the control system. And you'll obviously talk to him about certain things on the way there.
Yeah.
What are you going to talk about?
The pull and push method.
Right. Yeah?
Yeah. Okay. So should we
Okay.
go back and roll and let's see if
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, so
Cool.
my name's Tony.
Hi Tony, my name's Ayesha.
Hi, you
nice
alright?
to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
So I understand that you've never driven a car before. Have you driven a car before? Or I know this is your first lesson, but have you driven a car before, or have you just been a passenger?
No, I haven't driven a car before, no.
Okay, so but you've been a passenger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, so what we'll do is we're going to drive to.
So I might not have driven a car before.
You
But there may be other links you could have.
Have you ever? Do you swim or do you ride a bike?
I'll ride a bike, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, driving is similar to riding a bike because there's a lot of eye and feet coordination taking place.
Oh, right, yeah.
So so we'll have a look to see how you get on. Today's lesson is just going to be familiarising yourself with the controls of this car.
All right.
And if we've got time, we'll do some moving off and stopping, but we'll use your skills, the skills that you use to ride a bike, to use this and connect it with driving a car.
All right.
We'll see how that works.
Okay.
Okay then. Right, what's the next thing should I say? Well, we'll drive to the sign now. We'll get away from here.
Yeah.
But what I'd like you to do is watch how I steer the steering wheel.
All right.
There's a method called pull and push method, which we're not too fussed about now, but it's a nice it's an easier way of controlling the steering and a safe method.
Okay.
So if you can watch how I do that while we drive to the site.
I will do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, so I know you've been a passenger before in the car. Can you just show me how you put your seatbelt on?
I just pull it out.
Yeah.
And I'll plug it in.
Okay. Yep. That's good. Just to say a couple of things on it. Okay. See how it's twisted? It's not nice and flat across your chest. That could actually harm you if we were in an unfortunate event of an accident. So what I'd like you to do is just with your thumb, just straighten it up. You don't have to take the whole thing. That's it. Yeah. So make sure it's all nice and flat across your chest. So that looks fine to me. Okay, so I'll put my belt on too. For that, I'll have to. What's your road? Oh yeah, there it is. I can drive this car. Yep, that's fine. So do I have to talk about how I adjust the mirrors?
No.
Okay, so two. Okay. Right.
So we're going to make our way down to the junction ahead, and we're going to turn right.
Okay. So we're going to turn right out of this car park. I'd just like you to see my pull and push method that I discussed about the steering. So if you could just watch.
Oh,
me.
sorry.
Oops.
Oh
shit.
I'm sorry, I stretched
Okay.
my legs there.
No, it's not your fault. I should have mentioned it to you that. Yeah, those dual controls are for my use only.
I didn't
no,
even,
you wouldn't
see.
know. Yeah, so I do apologise for not mentioning it to you. So if you could just leave them alone, because they're no good to you.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were there. Just stretching my legs. And we're going to turn right.
Okay, we're going to turn right. So if you could just watch my steering as I'm going to look in my mirrors first. And as I turn the car to the right, if you can watch me, look.
All right, yeah.
I'm actually pulling it with my left hand and pushing it with the right.
All right.
And yeah, and then I'm straightening the wheel. So yeah, that's a preferred method or safer method of steering the wheel. Because that way we're not crossing the hands and covering the airbag. Airbag's quite an important, thing, because if we were to, like I say, get involved in an accident, you block it from it working. So yeah, like I said, it's not something that we worry about too much nowadays, but if you can, then that's it's a good way of steering your wheel.
And at the end of the road, we're going to be turning left.
Okay, so I'm going to turn left at the end of the road here, and if you could watch my steering again. So this time, I'm going to be pulling with my left hand, as you can see, if you watch me. Yeah. So I've turned the wheel by now, pulled it with the left, pushed it with the right, and then I've joined my hands together on the top of the wheel, and then I've put it back to the 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock position, quarter to 3, which we'll talk about in a minute when we stop at the side. You'll know more about the steering wheel.
The steering seems very light.
It is.
And we're going to turn right.
Okay, we're going to turn right.
And this will be a suitable road.
Okay. So we're going to stop at the next road here. So I'm turning right again. And one more time, if you could watch my steering. Look at this. So as I'm turning right, I'm pushing it with the left.
So you can find somewhere to pull in anywhere, just as long as you're not blocking the driveway.
Okay. So as I come to a hold, again I'm pulling it with the left, I'm pushing it with the right, and we'll stop here. Okay. Am I blocking that?
If we just go forward, okay,
this one. Okay, so
you actually go down and just stop just before the yellow line.
Okay.
So just anywhere, just here we do like that.
Okay. Okay, so don't take your seatbelt off or get out the car until I say so. If I could just watch you take your seatbelt off, just make sure you don't hit the buckle in your face or on the window. I just want to see if you can do it safely. If you could take your belt off for me.
I normally just take it off and just chuck it.
You just chuck it, okay. Yeah. Well, there's a safer method. If I could show it to you. Yeah. So you hold the buckle and you feed it into the feeder there. Yeah, and just leave it like that rather than swinging it out. That way, it won't hit your glass, smash the window, or hit your face. So if you could do that for me,
just as I did it. I have a tendency when I get out of my brother's car, every time I get out, I trip over the bloody seatbelt.
Oh yeah, that as well. Yeah. So make sure it's fed in. If you could, that's it. Okay, great. What to say next? Okay, brilliant. Now we're going to be talking about the controls. Yeah. Okay. first of all, what it is, every time you get in a car, be it your car in the future, your own car, or this car, well, in your car you probably wouldn't be able to do it so much, but you don't need to do it so much. But if you were to get into another car, of friends or brothers, or even this one for future driving lessons, what you need to do is always carry out a drill, which is called the cockpit drill.
All right.
Yeah, and it's abbreviated. The way to remember is DSSM. That's doors, steering wheel,
Right.
seat belt, and mirrors.
Oh.
Okay. Do you know what I mean by?
I haven't got a steering wheel on my side.
No, you don't. Oh yes. Okay. All right. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back a bit. What we'll do is we will. It's a good point that you made. We're going to swap our seats, okay? So that way you've got the aid in front of you and it'll make more sense to you. So I'd like you to jump into the seat in a minute. Only just before you do, I'd like you to meet me at the back of the car on the pavement. Don't cross the road until I say so. So before you do that, if you could open the door safely, so don't just open the door just yet. I will show you a safe way of opening the door.
Yeah.
So with these doors, these modern doors, they're very heavy. So if you were to open it and not carry out proper observations, the door might swing out. And if a pedestrian with a buggy or a cyclist was coming down this end, they'd be hurt.
All right.
Yeah. So what I'd like you to do is with your right hand, if you could hold the long handle, the silver long handle, with your right hand,
yeah.
And with your left hand,
yeah,
onto the actual the handle on the top.
Oh, that one there.
Yeah, that one there.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's got to be the other way around. It's the other way around. So if the right hand goes to the top, so if your right hand goes to the top, so if you could get that. Do you know what? I'm so sorry. I've done this because it's this way for me. So for you, it'd be the left. So the left hand goes on the top. So we were right. Sorry, I was right at the first instant.
Right.
That's the way. So what you do is I'd like you to look over your left shoulder.
All right.
Okay, is there anyone coming?
No.
No? Look into that mirror, the door mirror. Anyone there?
No.
Okay, so if you could open the door now for me, as you are, just open it,
Yeah.
keep both hands still, and see how far that door swings out. If you could just look over your, look out. Yeah, that's it. Can you see it's not going out any further?
Yeah.
So if on a windy day, you can imagine that can swing out quite a bit.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so if you could just wait for me out there on the pavement.
All right.
But don't cross the road until I come and join you.
No, I never crossed the road without my mum.
Okay, great. So if you could go out there.
All right.
Okay. Okay, can you shut the door as well behind you? Sorry about that. Thank you.
All right.
Sorry, don't touch anything until I come in and ask you. So, yeah, just stay as you are. Thank you. Okay. Brilliant. So, that's good. So you've got your your controls in front of you now, so it's easier for us to demonstrate.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I could get my manual out, just have a quick look at some pictorial information here. So you've got your controls, yeah?
Yep.
In front of you. Now, the reason why I was saying, didn't I shut that door properly?
No.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's supposed to be like that. Okay. Right, so I was talking about the DSSM. Doors, we have to make sure that the doors are always shut. Even though modern cars, they have double mechanism for shutting the door, it's not really a good idea to leave them open. So if you can see, if the doors are all flush, so they're leveled. So if you look in the window there, can you see your one is ajar? A little, it's opened a bit.
I can't really see much out of the mirrors
Because of the rain?
No, because they're...
because they're not level.
They're adjusted funny, aren't they?
Oh, they're adjusted to my height. Okay. In that case, you got me there. Okay, we'll adjust the mirrors in a minute then.
Yeah.
In that case, yeah. Okay, and I'll show you how to do that.
Right.
So, basically, what we're looking for is the door to be shut properly and to be so that we're secure.
Yeah.
And for safety reasons, and not only that, if you were to go around on a roundabout, so for example, we don't want to lose a friend on the left, or you don't want to be, falling out the door.
Yeah,
so,
I haven't got any friends in.
Yeah, no? Okay, so even for your own, not only for your safety or your passengers, but also for other road users.
Right, yeah.
So it's one aspect that, it's very important to...
So the door could actually fling open, could it?
Well, yes, like I say, with modern cars, they do have a double locking mechanism, but we don't want to take any chances. We want to make sure that the doors are locked properly.
Right.
Okay. Next thing I'd like you to look at is the seat. With your seat, the first thing we need to do is make sure the actual cushion that you're sitting on, the seat cushion, is at a right height so that you can look over the steering wheel.
Oh yeah, you see.
So so you should have although most of the cars you can adjust the height, with this one you can't.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, but it is adjustable in some cars. The other thing I'd like you to do is to see how far you are from that seat, because we don't want to be lying down when we're driving, do we? We want to be able to reach the pedals. The pedals are those three things that on the floor there.
Oh, okay, right.
Okay, we'll talk about them in a minute. But if you could just, with your left foot, push the left pedal for me, which is called the clutch. Just push it all the way down the floor. And now, can you see if there's a bend on your back of your knee? Or do you think that's
yeah, it's a little bit.
Is it too
It's
far?
a little bit stretchy.
It's a little bit stretchy. So what I'd like you to do is you'll find a little bar on the front here.
All right.
And you can pull that. So if you hold on to the steering with your left hand, pull it with your right, if you're a right-hander, that is.
Yeah.
And just pull it forward for me and see how that works. Okay. No. It goes forward and back, but you adjust it to a medium that suits you. So try again with your left foot.
Oh, it's move back a bit more, isn't it?
Is it? Okay, pull it forward and see if that...
No, I did have it there, but...
Okay. So clutch down. And is that too far again?
Clutch.
So, sorry, the left pedal on your left-hand side with the left foot, the one that you tried before. So is that too far still? So what you do is just pull it with your, like I said, right hand. And see if you can...
Yeah, how do I know when it's right?
Okay, when your knee isn't stretching so much, so we want a little bend.
Oh yeah, I've got a little bend, yeah.
You got a little bend, but your leg is stretching too much. So what you want to do is you want to be able to go forward a bit more, just so that your leg isn't stretching so much.
That feels fine.
It feels fine, okay, but it doesn't look fine. Okay, so...
That feels a bit cramped.
Does it?
Yeah, that feels fine.
Is that fine? Okay, great. Next thing we want to do is to see if your steering wheel's at the right sort of distance from your body.
Yeah.
We don't want to be too close.
Right.
We don't want to be too far back.
Okay.
So the way to test that is to make sure that you've got, again, slight bend on your elbow. Okay, on the arm. So the way to check that is if you could put both your hands on top of the steering wheel.
All right.
Yeah, like that, on top, so that this bit is on the top. That's it. And then I'd like you to go all the way round and then see if there's a slight bend on the elbow. How does that? It's not too far stretched out, is it?
No.
Okay, so it looks like, that's comfortable. Does it feel comfortable for you? Yeah? Okay, brilliant.
It's certainly more comfortable than my bike.
Okay, and warmer.
Yeah.
Okay, so... the other thing that I need to quickly, the other thing I need to explain to you is this bit. Do you have any idea what this is called? This bit here.
Oh, it's when you want to go to sleep, isn't it?
Unfortunately, if you were to go to sleep on this, then, who'd be watching out the window? So
no, it's normally when I'm sitting on that side. I got to sleep.
Oh right, okay. Actually, a lot of people do call it like the headrest. So it's not actually a resting place. It's a restraint. It's a head restraint.
Right.
you have any idea what this does for us? It plays a really important role.
No.
No? Okay, if we were to have, like I said, an unfortunate event, if we were to be involved in an accident, this could actually save you from having neck injury, which we call whiplash.
Oh, right.
Okay, so what's important is that you have the right height, so that it's levelled. And the way to check that is if you have a look and see if the back of your head is against the top of your, fairly on the top of your head restraint, so your ears and your eyes are levelled to the head restraint. So if you could, touch your head with the, and then, lean it against the head restraint.
All right.
Yeah, that looks fine to me.
Yeah, that feels comfortable.
Okay,
I could fall
brilliant.
asleep there.
Okay, well, it's not really, like I say, for resting. It's to help you from injuries, head injury. Okay, next thing I'd like to talk to you about is the back of the seat. Okay, you don't want to be, like I say, lying back. You want to have a comfortable position where you're able to see over the steering wheel.
Oh, right.
And again, like I say, it's not a resting chair. There's a wheel here on your left hand. So you may want to adjust this to see here on your left hand side, on your left hand. Oh, is it on my side? What's this for?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay. On the right hand side, it will adjust, so it'll bring it forward.
If you wheel,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to adjust it to a medium that suits you? So you don't want to be too far back, and you don't want to be too far into the steering wheel.
So how do I know when it's right?
Okay, that's a good point. I've forgotten that bit.
Yeah, because a lot of my mates, they drive.
Yeah, they do. A lot of young boys do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
That is cool, but it's actually not the proper way or the correct way of driving, because what if you were tired, you're driving on the motorway, you'd feel quite comfortable and fall asleep, wouldn't you? Which wouldn't be very ideal on a motorway, especially when you're driving. So it's not safe at all. So what we want to be able to, like I say, again, if you put your hand on the steering wheel, you don't want a big gap between the seat and the back of the back. Okay, so if you put your hands on the steering wheel, and you'll see that slight bend, like I said, so you're not too far out and not too far in. So So how does the back feel? Does it feel like as if it's too leaned forward, or is it?
Yeah, it feels alright.
Yeah. Okay, so you're not going to lie down and fall asleep, are you?
No.
When you're driving. Okay,
No.
that's brilliant. We talked about a bit about the steering wheel just before we got here and during the time we were driving. Okay, steering wheel is actually you can imagine it to be a face of a clock. So if you remember, on the top it's 12 o'clock. Yeah. What do you think down here would be?
6.
6. Excellent. And then on the right, down there, what would that be? If it was
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, and then you got your 9 o'clock. So what we do is that a lot of people have the quarter to 3 position, hand position on the steering wheel. If you could try it for me, the quarter to 3 position when you're driving. Yeah, so that would be 3. Yeah, and then your.
That'd be 3 o'clock, wouldn't it?
That would be 3 o'clock, and that's your 12 o'clock. And say if you were to have 9 and 3 o'clock, where would your left hand be?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, quarter to 3.
Quarter to 3.
Yeah.
Quarter to 3. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And what about 10 to 2?
All right.
That's it. Which one feels more comfortable for you? This position or the quarter to 3 position?
I've done it before. They both feel the same to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you might, like I said, when you're driving, you don't want to be crossing the hands, because we want to free this airbag just in case we need it.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the other thing we advise our students is not to dry steer. Have you heard of that before? Dry steering.
No.
It's when you're moving the steering wheel whilst the car is stationary. For example, like now, we're stationary, aren't we?
Oh,
if you were to steer this steering wheel, we'd call it dry steering, and it's not very good for the steering wheel, neither the tyres.
Oh,
Okay,
right.
so try and avoid that. Okay,
Oh,
because you'll damage the wheels. Okay, next thing I'd like to talk to you about is the seat belt. You showed me how to take it, put the seat belt on and take it off. which is, you know, that's the correct way of doing it. You know, making sure you don't hit the glass or your face. Do you know whose responsibility it is? If, say, for example, you had passengers and somebody was under 14, whose responsibility would it be, if you were the driver, that to ensure that the child has the belt on, whether they're sitting in the front or the back?
I'm not too sure.
No? Okay, if somebody's under 14, then it's you as a driver that has a legal responsibility.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay, so if you were to be pulled up by the police, you'll be in trouble, I'm afraid. Okay, so again, it's all safety aspects, so it's important that you make sure they do. If somebody's over 14, although legally it's not your responsibility, do you think it'll be on your conscience if something had happened and, you know, they weren't wearing a seatbelt? It won't be too good with it. So what we say is that even though legally it's not your responsibility, you're not required to, you know, make them put the belt on, morally it would be. So just make sure if somebody is over 18, you know, you've got a teenager in the back.
Over 18?
Sorry, over 14. Over 14. If you've got a teenager in the back or in the front and, you know, refuse to put the belt on, I would insist. Because it's all to do with safety and so on.
So if they don't put a seatbelt on, they can bugger off and catch the bus, yeah?
Yeah, I would do that, refuse to drive.
Yeah.
If that's the
I
case.
can make it a moral responsibility, couldn't I?
You can do, yeah, absolutely. So that's your seatbelt. Okay, mirrors. Okay, mirrors are a very important part of the driving, and you will learn a lot more about mirrors as your driving progresses. We have this interior mirror, and we've got those two door mirrors. These two are for my use, so just pretend that they're not there. You don't really need to take any notice of them. The interior mirror, can you see any difference between the middle mirror and those two mirrors out there? The two
that one's inside, those two are outside.
That's a good point, actually. Well done. They actually have two different purposes. So with the outside mirrors, they're different types. Sorry, the outside mirrors are called convex mirrors. They're curved, whereas the inside is a flat one. Can you see? It's all flat. The middle mirror. Can you see that?
Well, I can't see any of the mirrors at the moment.
Oh yeah. Okay. What I'd like you to do then, in that case, before I explain to you about what the two differences are, do you want to adjust the mirror so that the middle mirror first? So with your left hand, if you could just place it like this for me, rather than distort the picture if you were to touch the glass. Just hold it on the edge for me.
No, so I'll place
and
it
then,
the same as yours.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you what you need to do.
Okay,
no. Well, I'll explain a bit about that. What I need you to do is, see the rear window there?
Oh, yeah.
If you look back.
Yeah.
From one corner to another corner, I'd like you to adjust your mirror so that you can see from one corner to the other corner.
Oh yeah, I can see both corners now.
Okay, but we want a tunnel vision. Okay, so if you readjust it, we want a tunnel vision. So straight through from one corner to another corner, from the top bit to the end of the rear window.
Oh, I can see the top and the
yeah,
and
but
the bottom of the
I think
window.
you can see more of the sky now. And
I can see the top and I can see the bottom.
Okay, but we want it so that it's actually in one. I don't know what to say. Yeah, we want it so that you can see from one end to another, but you also want to be able to see it in that rectangular shape that you've got. Okay, because at the moment.
Do you mean you want me to try and see the whole of the back window?
The whole of back window.
The top and bottom and the sides.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to move it then, won't I?
You're gonna have to readjust it, I'm afraid. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I can see the top.
Yeah.
I can see the bottom.
Yeah.
I can see your side. I can't really see my side though.
No. Okay.
Because
if you can,
this head restraint's in the way. Should I take the head restraint out?
No. We need the head restraint. Don't forget, it's going to protect you from injury or head injury.
Right.
Okay.
So
I need you to see then in that case. No, that's fine, because with the head restraint you want to see about 2 widths of your finger.
Oh,
your fingers, right? So about that much. Can you see this much? Any more than that may be too much.
No.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I can see the top of the window. I can see the bottom of the window.
And the two corners.
Yeah, I can see the corner of your window, and I can see a bit of my head restraint.
Okay, can you see about 2 fingers off my head restraint?
Well, I can see the corner of your window.
You can see the corner of my window.
So I can see your head restraint, and I can see your fingers when they go up like that as well.
Okay, brilliant. That's it
Yeah.
then. That's the correct way
right.
of adjusting. And this got the side door mirrors now. What I'd like you to do is adjust them to so that you can see about 2 fingers width of the body of the car, and the rest should be your pavement and road.
All right.
Yeah, this one and the other one.
That's
the
up
right
the
door
window to
mirror.
the door.
Okay, right. Either do I? If you turn the ignition on, which is the key on your right hand, if you could turn it on.
You don't need the ignition, sorry.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. All right. Where is the button? There it is. Okay. See where you've got that little switch there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you could, the right hand would be for your right door mirror, and the left arrow would be for your left door mirror. So if you adjust it, switch it round. Yeah. So turn it round so that it's on the right, and now you can adjust to see 2 fingers width of the body of the car, and the rest should be the road.
Now I open the window to adjust the door.
You don't need to know. With this one, you just slide it. So if you twist that little switch that I've shown you, so like that. Yeah. So if you turn it around, just keep turning it around.
It doesn't turn anymore.
No, sorry, you're not turning it this way. You're going. I don't know how to say that because I've not got one like that. How do I describe that? That's the way you do it.
No, it's a bit like a joystick, is it?
Is it like what?
It's a bit like a joystick.
Oh yeah, it is like
on a PlayStation.
joystick. Oh yeah, it is.
I can get it to go in, out.
Yeah, and then what about try going in and out from the bottom?
Oh,
So
you
if
mean up and
turn
down?
it down, turn it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But can you see how much of the car can you see?
Oh, I can see the door handles, and I can see,
So is that about 2 fingers width?
yeah, I can see a bit of sky, I can see a bit of road.
You could see a bit of road. Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Same with this one. Again, but this time, turn your switch down to the other end, which should be your left arrow. Yeah, turn it round and then, make the
Do
adjustment.
the same again, joystick.
Joystick, like a PlayStation.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see a bit of sky, a bit of road.
Okay, that's it. So that's your adjustment done.
Yeah.
Which is something that you may have to do every time you come into this car, because, or if you're going to drive into your brother's car, so for example.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So the difference I was talking about, the mirrors.
Yeah.
Them two that you've just, like I said, adjusted are called convex. They're curved, so things are further away than they should be. Or is it the other way around? Always get that one wrong.
You're asking me, I haven't got any mirrors on my
No,
bike.
sorry. I'm talking to myself. Okay. Yeah, you're trying to fit a lot of right with these pictures. It's trying to fit a lot of say, for example, the road, the cars, and everything in one mirror. So therefore, things are slightly distorted. So things will look nearer than what they are. So they're further away, but they look much nearer. It doesn't give you a true image of what's happening out there.
They look nearer.
They look nearer, but they're not. They actually. No, sorry. They are further away than what they look. Okay, so you might think that that car behind us, I can't see any cars at the moment, they're actually much further away than they're supposed to be. Okay,
Yeah.
That's only because it's trying to fit other images in the same mirror. So don't rely on those 2 mirrors solely. Okay, the reason why we use these mirrors is so that we can see cyclists and motorbikes and overtaken vehicles.
Oh.
Okay, but we'll talk about that more later on. With the middle mirror, this is the one that gives you a true picture. So you know it's exactly how things are behind you.